foggy night here in Oregon, which means it is time for some car news. Now, we all know that the auto industry is not going well, so there's not been a lot of car news because it just seems like it doesn't really matter. We all know the gigantic impending doom that is coming for the car industry, right? The massive layoffs, the massive bankruptcies, these car companies have been getting away with some pretty egregious stuff, raising their prices, making bad products, just disrespecting their own reputation, and they're not getting away with it. So news has really been slow. It's more just, car companies doing a little bit, towards the new year, after the new year. Just doing a little tiddlywinks to their lineup just to adjust it. We all know that later in the year is when car news really ramps up. When they start to launch the all-new 2026 models and update their lineup for the new year and all that crap next year. So, the beginning of this year, we have a few new cars from 2024, but of course, we already covered those in 2024. So, car news has been pretty slow, so I was debating on making this video. So, if you want something more substantial, this ain't gonna be that. So, we do have a decent amount of articles. It's just not that interesting. Now, Chrysler has shelved its electric SUV project, so what the heck is it going to sell? Exactly. Yeah, so the stupid Airflow, Airstream, we have no idea what we're doing, SUV, remember that, we've covered this before. The Stellantis' Crown Chrysler Jewel that never even made it to production, they've just killed that. They've just said, oh, it's dead, which is the only thing they were working on. The only vehicle they currently sell is an 8-year-old minivan, which also isn't that good or fantastic, and that one can't even sell. So, the only hope for Chrysler, come on, is this even shocking? We all knew it was never going to come out. The next thing they're going to show, they're going to say that we're going to build hydrogen flying electric vehicles. They're going to come with some stupid acronym, SGUPID. It stands for hydrogen brand new vehicle or whatever. They're going to come up with some shit like that. It's going to sit for 5 years, and that's how long this sat for. 5 years. It sat from 2020 to right now. That's came out in 2020. I believe they announced it in 2019, and it's just been sitting for almost 6 years now, and then they finally killed it. So it takes them 6 years to come up with a car, which they don't even end up selling. So what the hell are they going to sell? Also, what are the different levels of self-driving cars, and are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I would say we're not. You've seen the Waymo cars. You've seen all the self-driving cars. This is where news articles, they need something to write about. Like, it's their career. It's what they need to do. By the way, this is an ugly car. Just look at how ugly it is. Ugh. Yuck. Just disgusting. Looks like a cat pooing from the side. Just so ugly. Look at, ugh. It's a nice ad. I like the ad, though. I really like that color. But yeah, it's just ugly. And the lyric, it's just a bad name. So yeah, they're trying to come up with news and self-driving cars, it seems like, for the first half of 2024. This is going to be the article thing where they start talking about them. Waymo cars suck. Teslas are bad at driving themselves, even though they are the most competent, I would argue. So, no, we're not there yet. Also, the Rolls-Royce Phantom name tag has turned 100 years old. So, yay, I guess. This is pretty big news. Nearly 300,000 Ford Super Duty pickups recalled over failing fuel pumps. That's pretty good. Pretty bad. I like Ford products in that growing up, everyone owned like a GM Trailblazer. That was like the most popular car in Oregon, aside from our little neighborhood of Honda Pilots and Toyota Highlanders. But there was also a lot of Fords, and I always liked the Fords. When I was a kid, I wanted a Ford because I wanted to be different than my family. And then I realized, oh yeah, Toyota's pretty good. But yeah, if I had to drive an American car, I'd drive a Ford. Now, the 2026 Genesis GV16 Magma has been spied for the first time. It's going to be another one of these cars. Come on, yeah. Crossover, cross sport, whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays. One of these ugly little turds that you're gonna see that looks ugly with its stupid wheels. The wheels look nice with its stupid headlights. Yeah, there's nothing too special about it, but yeah. Also, the most recalled automaker of 2024, it wasn't Ford, it was actually Tesla. So, yay! The Hyundai Ioniq 5 NDK edition packs aero and brake enhancements. The Hyundai Ioniq is a pretty neat vehicle in that I really don't like it because it's Hyundai. First of all, I think the split in the weird thing is just weird. I don't like all the shaping that's going on in the front. It feels kind of undeserved. The headlights, it's a cool looking car on the inside and outside, but the rear taillight setup sucks and should be fixed. Because if you don't know, it does this weird one-pedal driving mode where, you know what I mean? You know what a one-pedal driving mode is. I've mentioned this before. Essentially, the idea is you know, like a normal car, when you put your foot on the accelerator pedal, you accelerate and the car will coast, and, you know, you can choose to accelerate. And then the brake pedal, you press that if you want to go slower. It's like the two pedals are merged into one. So instead of the accelerator pedal accelerating the car, you know what I mean? Like if I put the accelerator pedal halfway on my car's going to keep accelerating just slowly, you know what I mean? If I floor it, it's going to go fast, and if I don't press it at all, it's not going to do anything, right? In the one pedal driving mode, if I don't do anything, the car is braking. If I do it halfway, I'm going maybe 25 miles per hour, and if I go it the full way, I'm going like the max car. So it doesn't control the revs, it more just kind of controls the speed. A lot of people like this, and the issue with that is, if I'm going on an interstate and I let my foot off the gas pedal, which is the only pedal we're using in this one pedal driving mode, since it's an EV and it could be all cool and do that for, I don't know why you'd want that, but I can't do it. My brake lights will not come on. That's the big issue. So I can go from 60 miles per hour to 0 on a 4-lane highway without my brake lights coming on once. That's a problem. The Honda Civic Hybrid is apparently now named the best sedan hatchback. That's what they're doing. They're talking, you know, early on in the year, and they really don't know a whole lot. They're announcing these best to buy categories. There's a few other of these on this list. I kind of agree. I think the Civic is a vehicle that's improved a lot. Get it in a more mature color, though. God, that blue is killing my eyes right now. Like, it's fun as a concept, and I like a crazy yellow car, but I don't know. It's a little bit crazy. I much prefer the darker blue. That looks much more mature and demure. The interior, you know, they're fine cars. They're not that bad. Again, another one of these. The Kia Carnival Hybrid. These have always been terrible. The Kia Carnivals have always been awful. For me, the Kia Carnival in my car career has really just been like, you know when you pull into that derelict Wendy's? Like it was a Popeyes, then it was a Mr. Chicken, then it was a Wendy's, then it was a Burger King, and now it's closed, and you're pulling through that parking lot to get to another thing. That's when you see like 5 Kia Carnivals. Not the new ones. I'm talking like the Kia Sedona, not the Carnival. The Kia Sedona. That's when you see like 14 of those, and they're all just sitting there, and they're all like from 2008, and they're all the same age. Yeah, that's when you see those. And this is kind of like the new Kia Sedona. So I'm sure in 10 years' time, a bunch of these piece of craps with their stereos being ripped out and only playing the Macarena are just going to be sitting there in was a Popeyes, then a Burger King, then a Wendy's, then a Burger King again, then closed parking lot. So I just can't wait. The two-tone looks neat, though. Also, the Tesla Model Y Juniper. I don't know. Tesla's doing this thing now where they just kind of talk about their new models. And when they do talk about them, they give them names like the Highland or whatever. That wasn't an internal name. People just made up that name for it. But, you know. And it's debuted with a very cyber cab pedestrian face. Suburban's the word, a suburban face, you know. It looks neat. I will say it looks cool. Is it a car of substance? Not really. Also, the Kia PV5 electric van was caught on video. I think electric vans are really, really neat because they're a vehicle that has a lot of battery space, where if you use the space that we have for batteries, it doesn't affect the car too much. I mean, it's a gigantic box, so you can just put the batteries at the bottom of the box. And I think electric vans is like I've talked about this. The Toyota City Pro-Ace Verso in Sweden, they sell it there. It's an all-electric van, and it's great. It has a passenger version, a regular version, and people love it over there because it's so great. You know, you can charge it up, you can use it for work. I believe they even have an all-wheel drive variant of it, and so it's nice to see that more of these are coming out and getting more popular, as that's really what I think they should do. Although I am curious, why are the lights so low? I'm just noticing that. Like, you've got all this real estate up here, and I don't know. It looks like they're trying to make it look kind of, you know what I mean? Like, aggressive by having this weird hood to it. I'm guessing the headlights, like, there's going to be some weird headlight thing up there, and then the actual headlights are going to be down here. It's also a very narrow vehicle, if you see it, narrow and tall, which usually isn't a good recipe. That's another big issue with the Ford Transits, the taller Ford Transits. Here in Oregon, we have a lot of really steep, really tall, really steep, really curvy roads, And there's this guy who has like a bunch of kids on my street. He's a really nice guy. We go to barbecues occasionally, just in the neighborhood. And he drives one of those big Ford Transits with all the bus seats. And every single time he's pulling in, I'm wondering if that thing's going to tip over. Because seriously, I've seen it get up on 3 wheels before going up these things. So I'd watch out. This one doesn't look like it's too tall, but if there's a height extension, I wouldn't get it if you live in Oregon. Or, anywhere mountainy, because that might be kind of an issue. Tesla is officially now bigger than Audi, and it's not especially close. It's not a huge thing. Also, for the 2 meaningless articles, you can just click off the video now. These are you don't even care about this. The 2027 Mercedes-Benz GLS spied with updates. Big grille. Yeah. I guess it's got kind of like the spy drones in New Jersey in the headlights there, so that's kind of neat. And guess what? It was spied a second time. So I told you it was meaningless. I told you didn't want to see this. Why do you even care? They did update the ass of the car, so that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So with that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like,